Mm. God, my coffee's hot. Hi, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Uh, Give me just a second to get some stuff worked out here. Da, 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 da. Sorry. Uh, Randy will be with us shortly. In the next few minutes, hopefully. Today's broadcast, today's show, I want to think of it as like a master class in why I just still think at the end of the day, when you don't listen to a lot of the drama, this thing's fairly clear cut. And I have pictures and video, and I have a feeling after the next however long this takes, everybody watching this is gonna be like, "You're right, John. You're right. It's that clear. It's that simple. If it squeaks like a pig and has a curly tail, call it like it is. It's a pig." And I think sometimes people don't want to go away with like because I mean, I know it's fun to get into the drama of it all with the Jody Sues and all the other characters to try to find out what's happened. But I think when you come right back to it and somebody's got you over a barrel and they're like, one person has to have something to do with this. Who is that person? This is that person. If there is ever a case of one person in Summer's case that has to know or be a part of why she's gone, it's Candus. It's Candus. Good morning, everybody. Selena, Brenda, Mission Impossible, Kathy, Tammy, Sandra, Loves Lord Jesus, Linda Dunn, Brenda. I give you a double shout out. You watch Game of Thrones last night. It was badass. I'll talk about it tomorrow. Because today is a masterclass in why we need to quit acting like we don't know some of the answers to this, because I think we know who the best suspect is, and I think we're going to go through the reasons I've come up with. And I think after we get through all these, everybody's going to be like, John, you are correct, sir. So we're going to start off with one of the weakest, but just one in the case against her. Dr. Phil and the behavior panel both say Candus has knowledge. She might not realize she has it, but she has it. She knows something. Even and y'all seen how Dr. Phil played that. I've never seen two guests dominate a Dr. Phil like Candus and Dawn did. They had it their way. It was like Dr. Phil was at Burger King and they had it their way. Everybody's seen that. But the only thing that come out of it negative for the Wells was Dr. Phil and the behavior panel said they think she has knowledge of something. And look, I start off with a weak one, but this is the case we're building, right? Now, that one, I admit, that one's not awesome, but it's one of those things. Even Dr. Phil said she knows something. Don't forget that. I think a lot of people feel like they come out of that smelling like roses. You know what I'm saying? But no, I mean, Dawn came out of it looking great because Dr. Phil pretty much said he didn't think Dawn knew shit or had shit to do with it. But I'm sorry, I know I slurped. I'm trying not to. My coffee's just blazing hot. It's like McDonald's lawsuit hot for some reason. What do y'all think though? I think it's a good place to start, man. All right. Now I've got a lot of these. Like I said, I started with a week. We're gonna move on. But I mean, if you think about it, strike one, right? This is another reason she's guilty of something. She there should be a negligence charge in just the people we knew was around Summer, and you got to know there was tons of them we didn't. Jose, Candace allowed some man that she had never met supposedly before to come move into her children's playroom and had tons and tons of other odd people around Summer. You know, tons of them. Look at just the group I've assembled. We know all these people were around Summer. And that ultimately falls on the parents' responsibility, right? And ultimately, to me, the mother. Knowing what we've heard about Dawn, it's it shows, you know. And this falls on Candace allowing these people around Summer. I wouldn't want Jody Sue around my kids because I don't think she's mentally stable enough to be around people. Harley, chill out. Hold on, y'all. The dog's acting up. Quit. Um, you know, that's why she is so suspect to me. That shows a lack of caring about your child when you have those kind of people around it constantly. And I tell you, they're all shady, all of them. I don't want to speak ill of Jose, but Jose is not a man that was stable enough to be around my children. How many of you that are out there, mothers and grandmothers, would have let Jose, Andrew, Dawn, Allie, or JSB around your child? I'll wait for all the people that says yes, they would allow all those people around their child. I'll wait. Go ahead. I'm not seeing a lot of people uh, jumping on that bandwagon now, is there? And to me, that shows. I mean, could she have some kind of mental decapitation, or you know what I'm saying? Not decapitation, mental declination. I don't know. Y'all know what I'm saying. Nobody would do that. Now, to me, that shows either a lack of a bond with Summer or something. Something. You know, I think everybody, and I'm not seeing anybody that said that they would let, theirs around any of them either. Hi, Nicole, Elaine, Jesse, what's up? So I think that says a lot about, what kind of faith you have in her innocence, that we know she had this kind of thought process, okay? We know that. We'll move on. Now, I've heard it took up for, and I've heard everything else, okay, for the condition of the home. A lot of people want to say that it's that messy because it was searched and turned upside down and all that. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. You know what they didn't do though? They didn't make that basement dank and moldy and nasty. They didn't um, strip off all the light covers and pull out all the electrical wiring. They didn't uninsulate all of it. They didn't not clean anything downstairs, but had their children living in that mess. And you know, a lot of times the way you live reflects your mental health. Wouldn't you agree with that, Brandy?
What?
Having your house in a hoard shows signs of probably some other problems. So I think that's definitely a huge sign of it. And you know, it really blows your mind thinking about it that, you know, on a Tuesday, and with her house in that condition and the grass up to your neck and all that. My mom used to mow our grass. My dad worked a lot. My mom would mow our yard. You know, Candace is out with her daughter, with a 15-year-old boy, having a twisted tea on a Tuesday. Okay? I mean, like she said herself a many times, I just like to have a good time. I don't keep up with time. Time keeps up with me. You know? I could not relax in a house that looked like that. Period. I'd be stressed out, jittery, nervous, and everything else under the sun. And I think that shows, man. That shows Candace's level of. I think it shows a lot about her mental health. I really do. Living in that environment, and a lot of them, you know. I've never seen the inside of the camper. I don't know if y'all have or not, but I would guarantee you the camper wasn't much different. I was shocked to learn that there wasn't a functioning toilet in the camper. You know, and that shows Grandis was willing to walk up and you know use the toilet in front of everybody too, because we all seen the bathroom situation. That shows all three adults, not just Candace. She ain't to blame for this solo. Dawn's as much to blame, and Grandis. Don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about Candace. When we look at all this together, it adds up. A lot of it does. You know, this isn't the home of a loving, caring mother who's thinking clearly and um, doing what's in the best interests of her children.
I've got sweatpants on.
Well, I never worry about from the waist down. I ain't even been on camera. I'm just showing
Oh.
my thumbnails.
Well, I had it hanging here.
Anyway, say hi to everybody.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all.
Let me tell y'all, I went through this yesterday hard, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought this out.
We talk about it too a little bit about it, you know, when we were doing like how many were there, 5 or 6?
The suspect.
Yeah, it would be about impossible to get down to one, but if you had to pick, it would probably be Candace. You know, because she's the one that actually was with her that day.
Yeah.
So responsible for her. So what were you talking about?
We just went through the house neglect. We've been through the Dr. Phil and the people she had around Summer.
Yeah.
I asked the group, would you let any Andy or any of them fools around your daughter?
Right.
And nobody would. And this one might seem kind of harsh, but I think this says a lot. Do you get it? Do you get the picture?
Mm-hmm. Had 7. Don't have one now. Any kids?
7.
That's crazy.
Birthed 7 children. Raised 0. One's missing. And one is handicapped because of
neglect,
domestic abuse by they're saying it was the dad, I'm thinking. But
was it? Is that what they say? Why would the mom let your kid around somebody like that? She probably knew, he's probably violent. I'm just saying, that's not good. A mom would let her kid around somebody like that. Was it the kid's dad, or do you know?
That's the way I heard it. I've never seen. I don't think. I'm not sure.
So she had 7 chances to raise
7.
a child.
Look at that when you look at it. That's what they are: 4 boys, 3 girls.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at it, look at that. That's amazing to see it, I think. And think that's lives right there that she gave birth to, okay? And she has none of those. All those are, well, we don't know about Summer.
Right.
I think the girl's done okay. Candus, the third.
Yeah, she's
the boys are in foster care.
Yeah.
And the one little girl, Candace says she would give her up for adoption. I think it got taken because that was right after she lost her kids to the boy getting handicapped and all that.
We don't know. That's our opinion or your opinion. I don't really know. I can't say what happened.
By the way, she doesn't have it.
All right.
I mean, regardless, she either give it up for adoption, which if she did, I would think that would be one of them. I would say she did right by.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to knock her for that one, but okay, then there's still 6 more. Explain those. Right?
Mm-hmm. There's a problem when a parent picks stuff over their kids, like drugs, alcohol, and men. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge problem, I think.
As a mom, I don't know how you would do that. I know people have problems and stuff, but to continue to have them,
And all these points are to get back to the point. I think she's got to be a part of why Summer's gone. She's lost 6 other ones.
Yeah. You think she would learn from the first incident and get her older ones taken from her? I need to straighten up and do better. Turn my life around, or, this might happen in the future.
Or stop having kids.
Yeah, altogether. Yeah. Definitely.
I just think it says a lot. Like I said, we've gone through a few, but I've got a lot of these. There's not a lot of women out there that's had 7 kids and not raised a single damn one of them, I would think. Would you?
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't. And I know she's not the worst woman in the world when it comes to it, but that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked this one because there is a large number of people that think something was wrong with Summer right here. I think I am possibly one of those, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's been an argument over who filmed it, but you know what there's not an argument about? Candus was there. She was on the video.
Mm-hmm.
It shows her driving the truck, okay? So there's a lot of people that think something's wrong with her right here, or this is where they're taking to hand her off. They've gotten her sedated, and this is the handoff. Now, why they would video that or take a picture, I don't know. But a lot of people go down those lines. And if you go down those lines, well, a lot of people say, well, we don't know whose voice that is. Well, regardless, Candus is there. Is she not?
Yeah.
If there's one person we know is present there, it's Candus.
And it was the last time we actually seen her physically, in a picture or video. And
Yep.
Candus was with her. So, yeah, I'm just saying.
I tell you, the thing about the picture that gets me the most is the milk jugs.
Yeah, me too.
Still, there's no reason you would stack those milk jugs up.
Because I've been leaning toward somebody just got her from her yard. Candus wasn't watching her that day, and that's the reason, on Dr. Phil, they said she had knowledge of it. She probably had knowledge that, she was lying about her story, and she was probably passed out. My opinion.
Yeah.
That's where I went. But I keep on coming back to the milk jugs. If that was, the theory, I don't know.
I'm telling you, the milk jugs
It doesn't fit, because
are only for one reason, and that's to prop her up. There's the only reason those milk jugs would be stacked the way they are.
yeah. Then if you think that and something was wrong with her, do you think something was wrong with her?
I think there's a reason that she's being propped up by milk jugs. Now, I'm not saying she's not with us. I'm saying there's a reason. And that only reason I can think of is because she couldn't sit up by herself. Correct?
Yeah.
Can you think of another one?
One something to lean on, I don't know. Cold. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you agree with that theory,
it could be that, or they're stacked up to cool her down.
Yeah.
They're trying to bring her temperature down. Either way, it's because something is bad wrong with her right here, and it all comes back to Candus was there. Right?
Yeah.
Any way it goes, if you think anything's wrong with that picture, Candus is involved in that. Whether you think, because a lot of people think she could have overheated, been left in the truck with the windows up. A lot of people think that. I don't know that I think that, but I'm not going to say no. I don't know that it's not. If you think that, then you think Candus is involved.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I'm sure Candus knows they will process a hot car death. I've seen a lot of people. There's this one guy. What was that guy's name? Ross.
About his 2-year-old boy he left
his 2-year-old boy in the car. They put his ass in jail.
I still don't know about that one. That was crazy.
The thing that got him was he's sitting there sexting all day while his boy's in the car like that.
And he even went out there for lunch and didn't see him or something, right?
Went out there for lunch, put something in the car, dropped it off because he had went out to lunch with his buddies and he had bought something. Well, when he got back, he opens the door, tosses it in. A lot of people, I tell you, I think if I was sexting and that caused me to forget my little boy in the car, I'd want to go to jail for the rest of my life. I'd probably want to die. I'd probably ask for the death penalty. Wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I would feel like the lowest piece of shit ever. And that case is weird too, because the wife the first thing she says when they're like, there's a problem. Oh, he's left him. He's forgot him in the car.
Yeah, that was weird.
The first thing she said.
What was his name?
Whose mind goes there right when they ain't even told her what was wrong yet?
I'll look and see what that person is.
His name's Ross something. But it happens. So I can't rule that out. And, being that we can't rule it out, right?
Right.
There's another instance to where Candus would definitely be suspect. Isn't there?
Yep.
All right, moving along.
Justin Ross Harris.
Yes, that's him.
Yeah.
Y'all ever noticed that? He changed his picture to him and Candus the day he said he was in a new relationship.
I just think as a teenage boy, that's not something I would put out there publicly. I would be ashamed of that.
I want to put it out there too. If any 30-plus-year-old woman texts that to my 15-year-old son, Brandy is going to whoop your ass.
Yeah, that's nasty.
What would you do if you found out?
Put them down and find them.
Take
care of it myself. Oh.
Some 35, 36-year-old woman text that, and this, mind you, these texts, he was 14.
14 years old.
Mm-mm.
And Allie, don't really have an issue with it either much. She never said anything about it. Not, well, she did, but nothing. I don't know. It's like it bugs us more than it bugs her. So I felt that with Andrew too. You know, when we talked to him.
Yeah, when we talked to Andrew, I didn't feel like he was upset about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, did you?
No.
I'd have been mad as hell. Because our son is how old? Our youngest.
He'll be 15.
But he's how old?
14.
14. The same age he was when she was texting that. Could you imagine him? Oh.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
Now, I'm not I don't touch women, but I tell you what, I would train Brandy for about 6 weeks, right? Roll her up to her house and it'd be on, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'd make her hit me first and beat her ass.
I don't know if that should be your technique, champion. I don't know how many you're going to be able to take and still turn the fight around. You're a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She hit me first, I'd go at her and have an excuse why I did it.
We got to hope you make it through that first one.
Oh, that'd be okay. She might settle on me, but I think
I'll be okay. Who? Candace?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Candace would whip your ass. I'm sure of it.
Mm-hmm.
She's rough. That's a rough customer right there. And don't get me wrong, I don't want a woman that can win the UFC.
I'd run from her. No, I'm just kidding.
I'd help you out.
Oh.
I'd take up for you.
She's the dirty type, I would think. You know, she see a rock laying there, she'd probably hit you over the head or something with it.
She'd probably pull out her damn butterfly knife on you.
Yeah. She probably has one in her bra if she keeps her safety.
She don't wear a bra.
No.
Keeps in her tank top.
Yeah. Under her hat. There you go.
Probably got like Dark Sister from Game of Thrones in it.
I got pepper spray. I'll use my pepper spray.
Yeah, we're gonna get you a gat though.
So. No, I would be pissed if that was my kid. It wouldn't just go away. I would make sure there is something done. It makes me think Candace is a little, I don't know, she might be a little bit slow. I hate saying that, but just to how she acts and treats her kids. A little bit immature, maybe.
Oh, I think it's more than fair.
Shut up. That was the dog barking at the cat.
Barking at the cat because it's coming in the room we're in. Hey, no.
You leave her
alone. No, ma'am. Back in the chair. Get your butt back up there. Go lay down.
I still don't know what she did this morning. Harley, she's acting weird this morning, like she does something.
When Harley has an accident, she'll come and get up behind me and Brandy and lay on our pillows in our bed.
Because Bradley gets on to her.
Bradley gets on her butt about it. And she did it this morning, but there's no evidence of anything wrong.
Nope.
So we don't know what she's done, do we?
Mm-mm. Yeah, Bradley will go bad Harley, and Harley will bark at him. You don't like them to say, you don't like anybody telling you no, or a bad girl.
No, she don't. Hurts her feelings.
And she's smart enough that knows she's done it, so she comes up there and hides before.
Yeah, she done something. I just ain't sure what.
Yeah, I don't know either. I haven't found anything.
All right.
She's been good lately.
Let's get back on track of my list.
Well, we can have a little bit of fun.
There's the next one. Everybody's seen the spot where they went swimming that day, right?
That nasty lake. Or, no, the nasty horse pond, I guess. The watering hole for the horse.
Now, everybody knows there's a nice beach like 50 yards up, 100 yards, somewhere right there.
Yeah.
For swimming.
It's a good point. You pointed that out. I didn't realize that until you said something about it last time. Whenever you brought that up.
Why do you pick the spot to swim at, she picks? If you want to take your daughter swimming, that's what the trip's for, right? I take my daughter swimming.
Let's go to this nice beach area and clear water, or let's go to this nasty, dirty stuff everywhere and let you swim there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
branches in the water so you can get hurt on.
You choose that location because
You have something.
you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. No matter what that is, once again, why is Candace the suspect? Character. It goes back to her character. She's either drinking, smoking, touching H. One of those. It's one of those reasons they're Summer's having to swim around the jagged logs and shit.
I'm pretty confident they've done something, you know, or she's made advances toward him. What do you think?
I think those text messages just blow my mind.
Yeah, it makes you think that. I'm not saying, 100%, but that's what I think.
And I also think if you could nail down what reason that was for, H, drinking, smoking, that might help you down the road too. Because I've always wondered if maybe there was more drinking going on than we know.
That day.
And that could have caused her to pass out, and Summer had a 2-hour head start, possibly.
Yeah.
But if that's what it is, she needs to come out and spill that shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now, would if that's what it is, do you think she'd ever do that? I don't know. It's been
probably not, or she's already done it.
15 months about.
Maybe if she got clean and thinking right, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Anybody that if she starts coming out and talking again, anybody that gets close to her and acts like they're her friend, I want to just go ahead and call it out now. Then get her some damn help. If you really cared about the woman, I don't pretend like I'm in love with her because I think she's a bad person, done some horrible shit. But if you're going to be around her, get her some damn help.
Yeah.
If you're really her friend, that's the best thing you can do for her. That's the best thing you do for everybody in her life.
Yeah. And I will give her, she probably had a hard life, but a lot of people have hard lives and they don't turn out like that,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's not an excuse, I don't think.
Well, I think after a certain age, man, you got to be responsible. I think that's a big part of what's wrong with the world today is everybody wants to make up reasons.
Excuses.
People aren't held accountable.
Yeah.
And those reasons keep adding up, and nobody's held accountable for nothing anymore.
Yeah.
Because I would. I'm not like
Like, would I want to buy my kid alcohol? You know what I mean? So, would you want some older woman buying your kid alcohol?
Oh, I would think she would probably give her son alcohol.
Yeah, probably.
I would think if she would give it to somebody else's underage son, she'd probably give it to her own. Kate and Abby's mom says she's got to want help. Yeah, you're exactly right, and I agree with you totally. But I'm just saying, if somebody wants to be her friend, wants to help her, that's what they need to be trying to do. But anyway, that's just another thing. Why were they swimming there that day? For some nefarious ass reason, and that's another reason why she should be our number one suspect. because all this shit is tied together. One don't happen if it ain't because of one of the others. Here's one. We'll move on. I think this says it pretty well. Why all the lies? You know? Planting flowers. I don't believe that. I don't think hardly anybody believes that. You can look at the landscaping around Chateau Wells and know that the planting flower story is probably a load of shit. Can't you? Can y'all hear me now? Anyway, planting flowers. I don't buy that. Walked her to the door. I don't buy that. She's lying about that. And somebody that keeps lying, in my opinion, that should make them a bigger suspect. And I tell you, if I really sit down and made a list, I could find quite a few lies. You know?
Oh, yeah.
That we are pretty confident are lies. Like the walk to the door, that's a lie. Nobody does that.
No.
Especially way the hell out in the country like she was.
Especially Mama of the Year Candus.
Mm-hmm. She sleeps in church.
I'm very protective of my kids, and I wouldn't do that.
She sleeps in church, right? But when she's at home, she's walking the kid to the door. She's so worried about him. Yeah. You've seen Summer in church, and you know, you told the story. This happened around here. A kid got kidnapped in church.
Yeah. Just wandering around.
Yeah. Summer sleeps in church, or Candace sleeps in church.
Yeah, Summer's everywhere. If y'all have seen the video, she just walks wherever. That's rude. I would never let my kid do that at church. I'm sorry.
No, I would feel so awkward.
I'm trying to fix it. Is that any better?
But who believes Summer wanted to go in that day? Who thinks when it was in the 70s, I think it was like 78 that day, who thinks Summer was like, I want to go in the dungeon and play with my toys?
I don't. She'd probably like, I want to go swing on the swing, or, you know. But can they hear us?
Is that better?
Can you hear us?
I don't know what it could be.
They still can't hear us?
Hold on, let's try this.
The chat's gone now. On my phone.
How's that? Is that any better? It's okay now?
Okay, good.
I can hear you. Shit. Can you hear me now?
I don't know what was causing that. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
Just let us know.
How long had that been going on before we
don't know.
noticed? I hope it wasn't forever. I don't think that had nothing to do with the banner.
Maybe.
We'll see if it happens again. Where was I at?
Well, can you split the screen or you just put it there? I don't think that would matter. We were talking about why would a child want to go into the house and play in the basement and not outside?
Yeah, we're talking about all the lies because we're trying to get it across. Candace should be your number one suspect. That's what this is all about. But now we're going to go back to all the lies about the timeline and stuff around there she's lying about.
Yeah.
Suspects lie.
She knows the truth of what happened. That day she was there. So.
Yeah. Something is not right about a ton of the shit she tells for that day.
Yeah. Why did it take her two weeks to go on camera to get her story straight? I think that's what it was too, trying to get her story straight. So,
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I think so, probably.
Dawn was out there the first day.
Well, Dawn loves the camera. She don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, them.
I just don't believe the story. How they tell it.
And see, that's another thing is,
no child goes missing in 2 minutes.
I never understood. That's what made no sense to me is why she painted herself in such a small corner. 2 minutes.
Come all the way up that driveway, she's trying to say. And not making anybody make a noise.
And see, I think that goes back to like she was trying to project what she thinks a loving mother would do or act, right? I think in her mind, she thinks a loving mother would have been back in 2 minutes. No, if I was going to let my kid go in the house, I wouldn't be so worried about it that I'd be there in 2 minutes to check on him, right?
No, I wouldn't.
That didn't make no sense at all.
No.
That's a lie. And she's telling that lie because she wants you to believe she's somebody she's not.
She's a responsible person or mother.
She wants you to believe that way the hell out in BFE, she's walking Summer to the door to let her in the house. Then walking all the way back to Grandis and back in 2 minutes. Come on. It makes zero sense. We know that the timeline, if you believe one part of this is a lie, you got to look at the other parts of it. The flowers, that didn't make no sense. Another one of them, it just happened to happen on that day that never happens. Is that a coincidence? Look at the landscaping. How many flowers did you see?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
How many? I saw none. I saw a ton of weeds, grass up to your waist.
Yeah.
And that's no exaggeration. That grass was freaking unbelievable.
Yeah, they're not the type. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't think they care about landscaping or putting flowers out, from how they lived.
Exactly. But yet they were doing it that day. Right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I needed some help transplanting all this shit. And you see them 2 little pots, it's like.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Why would you need help planting a little, what was it, a cactus or succulent?
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Why would you need help? Maybe my kid would want to get in the dirt and play, but, you wouldn't need no help.
Yeah. It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
You know what else happened that day that makes no sense, too, is it just also happened to be the day Grandis had to put minutes on her phone. Coincidence? Possibly. Grandis got a burner phone? Possibly. I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that in there.
I know we're talking about Candace, but if Candace is involved, you about have to think Grandis was there too. She knows something too.
Yeah, we still in on Grandis.
Yeah.
We're just saying if we had to come up with one suspect, this is her.
Yeah, because Grandis right there with her that day.
Yeah. for all these reasons that we went through so far, we're going low. How about that one? What do you think about that reason?
I can't read it. What does it say?
Parent on duty.
She was the parent on duty, yeah.
Makes her the suspect in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, think about this. In cases of missing kids, when it's the parent, it pretty much is going to always be the parent that's on duty, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Having on her shift. Don was at work. I think I have to believe he was for the times he told TBI he was, or that technology would have busted his ass. The phones and the stuff.
Yeah, because they have the pings from the phones. They can tell if the phone was turned off, you know. They probably can verify.
The stuff from the car, they got ways of knowing.
And I think if they had evidence of him being around there, we would know something more than what we do now.
Well, I think if they had something good on Dawn and Candace, they would be putting more pressure on the situation. Yeah. I don't think they got nothing.
I know. And it sucks.
Yeah, I hate to say that, but I think, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's that simple as to why she is number one suspect, parent on duty. It was under her watch. She was in charge. That kind of, it falls on her, to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you can get around it. She's number one, man. Boom. Yep. And the famous, this one, to me, she's the last person to see Summer.
Yeah.
I swear something makes me feel like when she told the boys to watch their sister, that part didn't happen. I think she's definitely the last person to see Summer. She's the last adult to see her, we know 100% for sure. Even by her own word, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a coincidence. I'd love to see the statistic. I've seen it before. I know it's high, so I don't want to quote it. But I think the amount of times it turns out the person responsible in a missing persons case is the last person that's seen them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that say a lot about it? I think it says a lot in my opinion. I think that in itself is another thing. And we're still working on a long list. Never wanted to search. Act offended that they were still searching. Ah, man, these guys coming out of the woods. I feel so bad for them. Because she ain't out there.
Yeah, that's made me from the start think something's up. You know, why would you as a parent not go search? They're confident she's not around here is what they were saying.
Yeah.
How do they know that? She's 5. I'd be searching everywhere.
Candace, explain this to me. Why do you believe she was abducted when you were there?
Right.
And know that you didn't hear or see nothing?
No dogs barking.
Why do you think she was abducted?
Right. Story don't make sense, does it?
And you've been on abducted from the very beginning.
Yep. Don't do.
Never encourage searching. Won't let people search y'all's land anymore.
Don't make sense at all.
I would let people search my property every day if they wanted to, if I wasn't involved. You never wanted to search. Y'all wanted to make them think that it was an abductor and they made it to Mexico. Right off the bat is the direction y'all were going with it. Why?
I was thinking probably because maybe she was near them, telling them the opposite, so nobody would search or for them to look somewhere else.
And answer this. Candace is so damn scared of the wildlife around there that she won't go walks or runs. That's what she says. I'm terrified of the wildlife. Why didn't you think the wildlife could have gotten her?
Yeah. Good point. Why do you think she was taken?
Has anybody ever thought about that? Candace is scared to death of the wildlife. Won't go for walks. Too dangerous. Not with them all damn coyote, bear, kraken, all that shit out there. Won't do it. Won't go on a walk. Too dangerous.
Yeah. There's a reason why they said that she's been taken. They thought it's either a lie or I don't know. Why would they say that? Oh,
I think it to me, man, it just screams she knows what's happening.
Yeah.
By the fact that, or it's another case of her lying.
Mm-hmm.
She's not terrified of all the shit. Then why did you say you was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's one of the two. Either she lied, or she knows what's happened to Summer, and that's why she's ruled that out. Right?
Yeah.
And if she lied, then there's another case of her lying. Why are you lying? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And if she's not, she knows what happened to Summer, and she knows it wasn't an animal. Those are your options.
Yeah.
And there's so much of this.
Yeah, it don't make sense too. They say she left to go drive down toward the church to see if she's there. Why would you do that if you think somebody took her?
Why would you stop?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have stopped, would you? I'd have kept going if I
Yeah.
thought that they had just left and they wasn't there. I would have. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I wouldn't have not heard nothing, not seen nothing, and jumped to she has been kidnapped. I wouldn't have done that.
No.
Would you?
Mm-mm.
Especially if she hadn't been missing no time.
My opinion, I would think she would be around there. The first thing I would probably think.
I'd search everything. I would be worried she was in a closet or in a refrigerator,
Playing hide and seek or
something like that.
Yeah.
That would have been my first thought. Not somebody abducted her.
Right.
Not where they live. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, now we live in town. If I went through the house and my kid wasn't here, yeah, I would be out and I could see thinking that.
Right.
But where they live?
No.
Hell no.
Yeah.
You're not going to jump to that. Not that fast. Are you?
No.
Unless they just have some huge paranoia over kidnapping for some reason. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know why you wouldn't have thought wandered off, animal attack, stuck in something way before you would have jumped to abducted.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt and can't talk, something. That's where I would be. And Don says when he pulls up, knew she was abducted. How? How?
Don't make any sense.
How by where your boys are searching do you know she's abducted?
Because she never runs off anywhere, he says. She never goes anywhere. She stays around the house.
I knew when she wasn't in the front yard, abducted.
Accidents happen, so kids could run, fall, hurt somewhere. You never know what happens.
Now, I think this could be on one of the reasons that Summer went missing. It's got something to do with SA, and it's strong on Candace's side. That Warren cat is one twisted dude.
Her uncle?
Yes.
Mm. Was he around the kids?
I pray not, but you got it on Dawn's side and her side. I think it's definitely could be involved in why she's missing, and I think she would be aware if it was. You get what I'm saying?
I guess it depends on what theory you go with, yeah.
Either Dawn's side of the family, something to do with Dawn. Who knows? It's on both sides so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it's above Dawn, because for Dawn's dad to respond the way he did
to the girls, yeah,
to hiding it and all that shit makes me think in his eyes it wasn't as bad as it should have been.
Yeah.
And I think that's a
It's set in his mind, Don's mind, probably, as a teenager, that I can keep on doing this and I'm gonna be in trouble. It's not a big deal,
Yeah, and that they say that stuff's generational, and I'm thinking Dawn's dad had probably where Dawn learned it, or if nothing, no, I just don't see how a dad that cares about his child, and I don't see how you wouldn't put a stop to that.
Yeah.
You know, either way, if you weren't the reason, you would stop that, would you not?
Yeah.
If you had an issue with it, you would stop it.
Right.
So apparently he didn't have an issue with it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's on both sides. And I think if that was going on, I think Candace would know it. And I think that's goes back to why she should be the biggest suspect.
Well, in that scenario, you would be leaning more of her getting rid of Summer because of that, because she's starting school, or scared she's gonna start talking and tell everybody about it, maybe.
Yeah.
But
well, see, I was extremely big on that being part of the reasoning in the beginning. I don't know if I still am as big, but I really thought in the beginning, the way it was shaping up, it was seeming like that it was just too big a coincidence that right before she started school is when this happens. Because she'd never been in any kind of school. I'm sure she had never been in a daycare. Do you think?
Probably not.
Not recently, I bet.
Just church, but.
Yeah. But the way the church was, who knows, I thought it was extremely weird they did the drills at the church. Don't you? I don't know. I think it adds up though.
Yeah.
When you put it all together. What do you think?
Yeah. I think she was just doing whatever she wanted that day, and Candace passed out, and Agnes wasn't paying attention. I keep on going back to Jody Sue's son might be involved because he's a neighbor. He would be in that area. He might have seen Summer there by herself, and done something. And then that's why Jody Sue and her husband so involved, because they're trying to cover up something. In my opinion, that might be one good theory.
What?
I'm just saying my theory. I think she was in the yard, or she had, wandered off, and maybe Jody Sue's son's done something to her. That's my opinion.
Okay.
How strange would it be for just a random person to take her?
So you think Candace just
is
not a suspect?
No, I can't.
She passed out and Jody Sue's son stole it.
No, Candace is a suspect because she's lying about her story, but she's a bad parent and she lies about the story. But I'm just saying, I think that's what happened.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say this. When this does come to fruition, and I have a feeling we are going to find out. We're not going to give up. Keep the pressure on. Eventually, we are going to find out. We got to believe that.
Yeah.
And when we do, I want to say, everybody, go back, watch the live where I said, it's a bunch of smoke. Candace is responsible for Summer. In the end, it's going to be her action that led to Summer being gone.
Well, yeah, her action, her being a bad parent.
She is going to be the one that's responsible.
You saying for doing something, or just not being a good parent and watching her? Or you don't really know? In general.
She's guilty. She is guilty of, she knows what's happened to Summer. Now, whether it's sold, whatever, she's going to be the one that goes to jail for this. One of them. Now, there could be others. There could be something like you said. I don't think that's the case, but it could be to where somebody else helped. But I'm thinking whoever helped, it was after the fact. Because I'm convinced that for whatever reason, in that milk jug picture, Summer was gone shortly after that. Now, whether you think she's gone there or sedated to be taken somewhere, whatever you think, I think it happened right after that, and I think Candace was there. I don't know that I think she necessarily ever made it home. Is there proof that is there actual proof she ever made it home? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's going to come down though to if that picture is of that day and that timeline, it's got something to do with what eventually happened to Summer.
Maybe.
I mean, the psychic says she thinks that she was sedated, right?
Yeah.
That would look like, if that's not, it doesn't look natural. That would look like sedated could be the issue there.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be that something happened in the water. I'm still thinking, and at the beginning, this was a very popular opinion. There could have been an accident at the swimming hole. That's, I think, is a good chance, because if you think about that, there's a lot of hazards around there. People are drinking, smoking. They're at the part where there's nobody else around. From what I understand, that's not made for swimming there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's simple as that.
Could
They
have
just
been.
can't prove it.
Yeah.
So.
I know a lot of people thought in the beginning it was really the feeling that a lot of people thought it was a drowning.
Yeah. And maybe, she was okay, and Hunter seen her okay after that, and something maybe happened. What
The
is it
dry
called?
drowning.
Yeah, dry drowning, something like that, or she got worse, so,
It could have been, I think there's got to be a huge hint into the milk jugs and how she's dressed so warm. She looked like she was ready for December with that outfit.
Yeah. It might be something simple as that, and everybody's overthinking it,
I think it is something as simple as that. And I think that all this stuff that's happened in the end is just going to be noise. I think there's a very good chance something happened, whether it was, I'm sure I don't think it necessarily was malicious. I think there's a good chance it could have been as a result of negligence, like I said, forever. She could have drowned. It's possible. I don't know. That's a big coincidence that she goes missing on the day she went swimming. Is it not?
Yeah.
How often do you go swimming? Not that often, right? It's not like a daily thing. Yeah, maybe she takes her once or twice a week still. She goes missing right after she had been swimming. Makes you think the risk factor of swimming could come into play, right?
Yeah.
Drowning, it happens, It's a horrible thing. I would hate to something happen and I was with my kids swimming and they drown. I don't know that I wouldn't panic.
Yeah.
I'd like to think I'd keep, because I'm probably unhealthy, stressed about shit like that. So it's not going to happen to me, but I could see, I have a nervous condition. Somebody that didn't, I could see an accident could happen, right?
We should read some comments, I think.
Well, why don't you read some then?
I was waiting till
you got the same access to shit I do. I just can't believe the loyalty they have to each other, DNC. It makes me think it may not be loyalty as much as Dawn might not know.
Yeah. What about footprints? She wandered off, ran off, or was being chased by the boys. She may have drowned in the pond, or whorehouse too. Yeah. The footprints are weird. That's why I kind of think that maybe somebody took her. That was local.
Yeah.
What do you think,
No.
John? I don't think John thinks that, but
I think it's like I said earlier. Candace had something to do with it. It happened that day, and it's.
well, we know Candace has something. She knows something, you know.
Well, no, she doesn't. You keep saying she passed out and Summer wandered off. How does she know anything?
That she was lying about her story. She knows that's not the truth.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't make her a suspect. That makes her lying about her story.
So I don't know.
I don't know either, man. I didn't know I was going to have to play devil's advocate on my show about Candace as the #1 suspect.
I'm not.
With my partner.
I'm not. We can have different opinions.
Okay.
Right.
Anyway, I'm telling you, when it comes out, it's going to be as the direct result of Candace. And I think it's going to be something a lot simpler than everybody's thinking. And I think that a lot of these people, like I said, are just noise. A lot of it. I mean, it's gotten. Now, I will say, I think there's something going on with these other people. They're into some shit, but I just don't think it has nothing to do with Summer. Like Andrew's trip down and all that. I think they could be selling. I think there's a good chance that was a dope run.
Yeah.
You know, that story makes no sense. The only way that makes sense is if you was running dope, dropped it off, and went back. Is the only way that makes sense. Why the trip went like it did.
Because they stayed here to help.
You brought all the families and all the kids because it makes an excellent cover. Moving, right? A cop, you know, you see people in minivan with 10 damn kids following a U-Haul. That'd be a hell of a cover, you know? Yeah. Cops don't want to make somebody else's day a lot harder when they got that kind of shit going on, you know? Mm-hmm. So it would be a great cover, and that's the only way that makes sense. I think Candace is responsible for Summer, but I think tons of people around Candace and Dawn are some shady ass people who are into who knows what.
Right.
But to me, it comes down to Candace just lied about so much unnecessary shit for somebody who just passed out and woke up and her daughter was gone. If it's that simple, it just don't make no damn sense why she lied about so much. And if it's as easy as that, then she needs to step the hell up and just say it. Mm-hmm. Say it. Tell us. Is that what happened? If it turns out that is what happened, if I'm wrong and it was that, then she needs to say it. She knows something. Say something.
Yeah.
Even Dr. Phil in the behavior panel, you know something. If it wasn't you, quit lying about all this other bullshit and just say it.
Yeah, that's what I think too. They say she might be involved, not directly involved, you know, so I don't know.
In the chance it's not her, which I think is very small, she needs to spill it.
She knows something, yeah, even though
it didn't happen the way you said. Nobody believes that.
No.
Nobody. I don't know any one person that believes that the events unfolded the way you said. And whatever you lied about, you just need to come clean. If you are not responsible, you need to tell it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. See, the drowning thing, I keep on coming back. H would already told the truth about that. He would know something, you know? That's the issue with the drowning theory.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he would protect Candace and lie. I don't know. He lies. I know he's lied about other stuff, but
he lied pretty fluently in the McDonough interview.
Yeah.
And you know, you've seen the text between the two.
Yeah.
They were pretty chummy, you know. I don't know about him. He's kind of the wild card on that.
Yeah.
And I think something could have happened after H. You know, that would have had to make it planned though. You know, if it was planned, then who knows what the purpose was for it. If it's after H and they did something intentional, because after H is when she looks so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Was H with them all that time so they would have a clear cut witness up to the end?
Maybe.
And then whatever was going to happen, they had from the time they dropped him off until the time she called 911 to do whatever.
Yeah.
If H is just the patsy, you know, a few hours.
Yeah, I would like to know what Candace said she was doing that time frame, you know, because she had been home for a little bit. If you go by her story, right?
Yeah.
There's like a 2-hour gap. What was she doing those 2 hours?
I thought she got home at like 2:30.
And this happened what, 5 or 6 or
6:30.
Yeah. So what is she doing those 4 hours?
Well, that's always been the thing.
She's not just planting flowers.
She doesn't hurt. Well, and she really won't let nobody ever nail her down on specific times, because she goes back to
I'm not for sure.
I don't know. I just take it as it comes.
Oh, yeah. So what was she doing those hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, what did she say about that day? She was just trying to have some fun and relax or some shit.
Yeah. She wasn't keeping up with the time.
Yeah, it must be stressful, never cleaning house, sleeping to who God knows when.
Right. So, I don't know.
Getting drunk every night. And that was according to Jose, who mostly spoke well of her.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, I don't know. I think when it comes down to it, though, she is the answer. Now, whatever's going on in Den Hill, I don't know. I have no clue, but they're up to something.
Right.
That whole place is dirty. That whole county.
Oh, yeah.
There is something huge going on.
Fishy stuff.
Around that area. But I think that's where we're going to leave it. What do you think?
Yeah.
We've been keeping our lives shorter because a lot of people want to watch the replay, and they don't like the super long ones. And we try to get our information in shorter and not give y'all as much BS, right?
Yeah.
But we like doing the lives to see everybody we hadn't seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to try to do them more often. Wednesday night, I've already got it planned. We are going to do a live, and I've already did some research and everything on what we can do now to help Summer's case. And there are some things I've come up with, and I want to go over them with y'all and see what you think. We're going to do that Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do PM Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
So Wednesday night, we're going to be back. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Everybody that watches the replay, in the comments, let us know what you think. Yeah. Don't you think all of it combined makes her damn clean cut the number one suspect?
Yeah, she was directly involved, I think, or knows something.
She's definitely the number one suspect right now in my mind. And until something happens, that's who we need to hear from. So, Candace, if you're out there, you want to talk, holler at us.
Yeah, quit hiding if something your daughter ain't good.
And if you really want to find her, you might want to start to be a little more proactive.
Yeah, definitely.
But guys, we'll be back Wednesday night. We'll see y'all. Everybody, thanks for coming. Jesse, thanks for modding. Thanks everybody else.
Yeah, and y'all have good comments. If we didn't get to them, like he said, put them in our comments on the live, and we'll read them.
Yeah.
So, thanks y'all.
Bye everybody.
Bye.